All right, guys, big topic today. It happens to all of us. It's about harsh criticism. Now, I know because I've experienced my fair share of harsh criticism. Some of it has been founded, most of it unfounded. Most of the time, when we feel criticized, we really actually feel misunderstood as well. There is like a subconscious process that goes on with criticism, and that is like when someone criticizes you, your ego, or what I call the negative ego, right? The negative ego, which is designed to like protect and create like a stable, steady life for you and to like control the environment, which is strange because like the world is like perpetually unstable and it needs to be that way to be full of like unlimited possibility. But the ego wants to put control in there so that it feels safe, so it feels like it's protecting you. That ego gets challenged because what happens is when someone comes in and harshly criticizes you. Now, I'm not talking about like when you're getting constructive criticism. Usually you've invited that in and it's from a mentor or from someone that you maybe respect the opinion of and they're helping you grow. I'm talking about harsh criticism that you might get, like, in the workplace, from an ex partner, from someone that you hardly even know, making a judgment on you, okay? So, yeah, how do you deal with that? Well, first of all, one thing that I do is I always step back and I assess the situation and I assess the critic. Okay. So, what do I mean by that? Well, I step back and I realize, and like when I say I do this, like this is something that took me a long time to be able to develop. And so I don't expect that anyone, could just do this as well. And I still struggle with it too. But I try to remind myself to like just step back, assess the critic. Where do they come from? What's their outlook on life? Do they share the same set of core values that I share? And I highly doubt that. If any of you have done my meaning and purpose blueprint, you would have worked out your core values, and I guarantee you they're really unique. Okay, they're really unique. But here's the other thing. This is the other major thing: is what authority have I assigned to that person for their criticism to even affect me? Because the old line, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt me. Sometimes that is true and you have that resilience. Most of the time, like if you're caught unawares, it can kind of like kick you upside the head. But we have to look at what we've allowed that person to like penetrate into our sort of consciousness. And we have to look at what authority have I assigned to that person. Now, because of social conditioning, if someone speaks totally down to you, it's kind of like a dominance hierarchy thing. We kind of like feel like on the back foot, and there is a subconscious like assignment of authority onto that, and it might take some recalibration, whether it's a short one or it takes some time to actually realize, like, hang on a minute, who the hell are they to tell me? And you know. Not always do you want to get angry in this situation because in the workplace it's not really called for. Um, but it does pay to like be able to look at what authority you've assigned to that person. Okay, now I'm going to share a little bit of a nugget here. This I call my 1, 2, 3 punch. It's like a knockout blow to deal with like confrontation, to deal with like harsh criticism, to deal with somebody who's just got a bit of like intensity in their language or maybe a bit over opinionated. This is something I formulated. I teach to a lot of clients, especially when dealing with confrontation. And certainly harsh criticism falls in that place. Now, this is particularly useful in relationships, particularly useful in the workplace, where it's not really a good place to like puff up your chest and like get in someone's face, and that's not really always a good practice as well. Okay, so it's called the 1, 2, 3 punch. The reason why is because we work through the three things. So we're going to give somebody some respect. I know it sounds crazy, but stick with me. We're going to give them respect. We're going to basically appreciate them. And then we're going to tell them that they're right. Stay with me. I promise you this works. So the reason we do this is we're going to drop those words, and that's kind of like, so the subconscious mind will like latch onto those keywords, and then we can deliver our truth. So what it essentially does is it de-armors like the contest. It de-armors the tension in the language, okay, and still gets your point across and keeps you empowered, and it helps stabilize that power dynamic. So let's go with this, okay? So let's just say you say to me, you go, dude, that red sweater that you're wearing, it's so daggy. It's like you should not be recording a video wearing that red jumper. Okay, and so here I go. I'd say, okay, cool. I respect that that's your opinion. Okay, I appreciate that you feel comfortable enough to share that with me. And if I was you and had your life experience and saw life the way that you do, I would probably agree with you. Okay, so we've given them those three affirmations. However, and this is the key, this is where I get to speak my truth. However, it's my favorite red jumper and I feel so comfortable wearing it. And if I wear it in front of the camera, I'm just being me. And I really don't really mind what other people think about that. Okay, so you can sort of see how I've used that 1, 2, 3 punch. I've dropped the word respect. I respect that that's your point of view. Okay, I appreciate that you feel comfortable enough to share that with me. Okay, and if I was you and saw the life through the way that you did, I would probably think that you were right. However, and then I give my truth. Okay, so see where that will work for you in your life. See where you can use the 1, 2, 3 punch to kind of like de-armor any conflict that you come across, especially when it comes to harsh criticism. It will help you establish your own inner truth. And don't get me wrong, it will take some practice. I suggest maybe write it down into steps and practice it in places in your life until you like remember it. So when something comes along that like confronts you, you can whip it out and go, hey man, like I respect that's your opinion, and I appreciate that you feel that you're in a place where you can tell me that. And if I was you and I was, walked your life and saw life through your eyes, I'd probably agree with you and think that you were right. However, in this situation, because of my set of values, I'm actually feel really empowered with what I'm going to say right now because this is my truth. Okay? So you haven't entered into a confrontation. You've actually totally diffused it. Okay? But you could actually grow through that as well. So I hope you got a little bit out of that nugget. I hope that you feel that maybe it's something that has served you and will help you move forward on in your journey with a little bit more mastery of yourself. Because understanding language and being able to work with language is like one of the first things that we do, like in the Mind Vital program. It's one of the things that I love teaching people because when you can articulate your boundaries in a way which doesn't offend somebody else, but kind of like you keep firm and in your power dynamic, it really helps you be able to build from that place. But look, I really hope that you did get some value. Let me know what you thought. Reply, connect to me on social, and reach out. Let me know what you thought. If you've got any other questions, please ask me. I love being able to answer your questions. Otherwise, take care, peace, all the best from here. Bye for now.